see my face again, I'll hand you.
Sorry for that. My microphone was. Oh, yeah. Thank you, chat. Oh, thank you, chat. But I didn't ask for it. Now, microphone. Microphone. Let's see. The light isn't ready. I went too fast. Okay. Now I need to set up some stuff with chat, camera, lights. The chat there is Stream Element, which is a platform that it just pop up this message, the chat robot at the beginning. He popped these messages on Twitch, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, it's on Twitch. I don't know why my Twitch has this title. Is it because of OBS? I don't see anything on OBS that will pick this title, which is the join my game dev team. I will teach you. Because every time someone from Twitch comes in and he wants to talk about this, which was the old the old stuff. So anyway, let's block Stream Element, and I did pass my exam Thursday. I had a very good score. It was a selling pitch. We got the score for our selling pitch, and I had a really high. I had the best score in my class. I did work a lot on it. I guess that I took more time that I could. I had a good quality pitch. So yeah, I got the best score, which was 95. 95%. And there are things that why did I did well? Because I got some tips from a teacher back in my coding school year, and the tips was that when you do a presentation, the tips that worked for me is that he said when you do a presentation, you make a PowerPoint, like and then on the PowerPoint you need to put less word as possible. You just put the keywords and then you practice with those keywords. But everyone in my class put like some large text, and they tend to look at the text and read it for us. But I did what my previous teacher told me, which was to just put some word. If you put a lot of things, people will be distracted by what you put on your PowerPoint. So, and also you will be more prone to improvise if you have just one word and you forget what you are going to say. You will end up practicing this during your practice. So, and during your practice, let's say you put a paragraph on your PowerPoint and you practice reading this paragraph every time, versus you put just one keyword, a few keywords, then you practice remembering what you need to say by reading the keywords. Doing so, the difference is that now the keywords, you can go on and on about anything because you are not focused on reading the text. You are free, and having practice being free, not reading the text, then it's more comfortable. You feel more comfortable, and yeah, that's one of the tips that no one did in my class. Another one, of course, I still add stress. I was the kind of person where I was always silent, very shy. I was unable to do speech in front of class. I did them, but it was horrible for me. It was really horrible, and this Thursday was so easy. I didn't felt like when you do a speech in front of people, often people will feel like when they're done, a weight is lifted on them. But I didn't felt that weight Thursday. I didn't feel different from before doing it and after doing it, and I never felt that before. I never felt the absence of this weight until this day. And one way to that help, I think, is another tip that my coding teacher gave, is that when it's time to decide who is going to go first, present first, you need to say me. You need to pick the first place, because if you wait, you will be stressed, and the more you wait, the more you see people doing their presentation, the more you stress inside. So I always say I'm first. And then I don't feel the stress. I don't feel the weight on my shoulder anymore. This is one, that's a my coding teacher is called Maxim Flagioli. And his parents were psych or something, and he said he knew a lot about psychology. So yeah, that's the two main points to keep in mind. that help a lot. There are many others, but those are the main that helped me. So keep it simple for your PowerPoint. Just short keywords. Sometime when you practice, you notice that you forget some words. You can add them. Like I did simile paragraph when I was blocked, but not everywhere. And yeah, try to be first, pass first, to be the first one to do the presentation. Practice. You don't need to practice in front of people. That, for me, it doesn't change anything. I just practice by acting as if there was an audience, and it works. Yeah, that's the tips. Okay, so now let's test the chat. Test. It works. So today it will be a new series, which would be about baking. We will need to do our UVs. I know a lot of you don't know what I mean by that, but you all know now. It's an important part of 3D modeling in video game only. Now it's a new day, new session, a new everything. Since it's new, we can go at the first one and rename from there. Prep for baking. Also, yeah, the game history game we had, I already had it. It's the second of the series we had last week, so I already have it. They already gave it for free one time. So the next on 10th, April the 10th, there's a guy in Baldur's Gate we played before my exam. It's one of Astarian, one of the character you can have in your team. I think yeah, that will be it for the next week. I will try to recall you. It's not doesn't look very promising, but yeah. And for the yeah, my thumbnails, I did it with ChatGPT, so this is not me. It's ChatGPT. He put some eyes on my, or moved my eye in a way that they don't form. I look like the guy in Evil Dead. Evil Dead actor. This guy, Bruce Campbell. Who's talking to me? Let's try to find a reaction face. He has some kind of if you see this Evil Dead movie, he makes me think of Jim Carrey a little bit, especially in Evil Dead, the old funny movie. Who's talking to me? Okay. Now, how will we do this? We will go back to the. That's why I wanted you to duplicate, because we will need the first version. The first version. What was this one? This one was the base mesh we did first. This is not the one I want. On the first, after the base mesh. So how do we know the nose is round? We will need to correct this, but that will be easy. This is like the low res. We should have yeah, LOD1 there. Yeah, the LOD1. We named it. We need this. What was this one? IRES02, IRES01. Yes, those two. And now the magic. No, not yet. So no, that the LOD1. Of course, be sure you don't have any triangle. We might need to do some modifications now on it before going further. Like mirror, the mirror would be close, merged. The nose, be sure to. No, we don't need this. Maybe the nostril. Yeah, the eyelid. Okay. Everything else that pop out. So how do we do that? We merged. Control S. We select that. It's already merged. F. We are not in the right place. Yeah. So now this needs to be applied. This needs to be applied. Can just to be safe, do iteration. Now we need to add a skin wrap and pick the iris with the skin. We can hide. Now the nose just fit well. But will it look nice? Because it's pointy now. If we have a close-up like this, it won't look nice. We will need a more detailed LOD for close-up maybe. Depends on your camera work. Okay. Now let's do the UV, I guess. If there is nothing else, IRS. I will make them into a collection of baking. That way we don't mix with this IRS, which is the previous version, which had multi-res on it. It's the original sculpting, so we make into collection. No. Rename. Sculpt. Iris. Oops. Iris. Yeah, just Iris. We don't have much to do, so we need to make the UV. So the UV will be on the LOD, the low res. So LOD could be lower than that. The first LOD. Way lower. But I would start with this instead. I don't have all the time in the world, so let's do the UV. We did some UV and oh, I forgot the thing I told you last time, the thing to do, important thing to never forget. It's this issue now. I told you never forget this, but I forgot myself. And you go on in modeling, and then you go to select. By halted non-manifold in ESD, it finds the hole in your mesh. You can unselect the bottom, lasso. What was the shortcut? Shift spacebar L. Where is my lasso? I think it's Control. Yeah, press Control. I'm not in wireframe. You can go fast in wireframe, go back, and then merge this. We have our shift X, which is not right. Which one? Let's press M. Did I collapse? Shift Control X. Let's try. No, I don't think any of them will work. It's by distance. I don't have a shortcut, and it's too large of a distance. This one, so you can select both by shift click S, and this is the X direction. If you look up over here, the red X, you press X. Now we only move in X. You can press 0, enter. Now you're sure that they are together. You can press Ctrl Shift X if it's your shortcut. Now unselect this, select output non-manifold, and the next one would be this one. I think this one is fine, but just try yeah, that way. We don't have any other. So if you wonder what is this gauge, is this the preview of the skin wrap on the model. So Control S. Now we could go even lower res for the 0-1. I could do like a first baking just to show you the process, and later on we would do like the different LOD with a lower than this one. So let's do this just to show you the process of how to make baking first and everything like that. So UVs, we can apply this. We need to go in layout. We need to save this and do save as, in case we want to not have the apply. Oh, there was a weird error warning there. What is this? Paint? The paint system is broken. What's wrong with it? This is my paint. So let's close the eyes. And this is our model. What interests me is the triangle there and the face, which is a lot, but it's not a lot at the same time. It depends what you want. For mobile, you could go way down. Mobile. Mobile games. Mobile. Now we can apply this SHID. I don't know if I can Like I'm trying to not to be what is this? Oh, I'm trying to be family friendly. I say the word anyway. I spell the word anyway. it's it's as if imagine if the word was way more less way less family friendly. That would be very useless in trying to spell it. Oh no, what is going on, Blender? Why don't you get rid of this? I don't remember how you bring this back in. Where is the layout modeling? Reset layout somewhere. That's oh, there's the layout. Can't I reset layout? Let's search. Anyway, that's how it works. Didn't I have a pin stuff? Yes, thank you. Chrome, don't unpin my work in progress. Brandy, the Blender out to reset layout to the default. Windows toggle system console. What? He wants me to right click on the edge of a window. Join. Right. No, don't do this to me. That's horrible. No, what is this? It's worse. On the bar, you will option to change the default. Damn. Where is this? File. Add L. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. It's the old Blendy. What is this, Blender? What is this? Swap won't help much. No, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Method 1. One of the simplest way to reset your Blender Windows layout is through the menu option. Just go to Windows in the top menu bar and select Toggle System Console. Toggle System Console. This action will reset the layout back to the default. What? What? Why is it? It's a quick fix. What? Why did they say that? It's not true? Control Alt U. Control Alt U, Blender. Control U. Close the toggle didado. Control Alt U. It did not work. Do not work. File. Reset to default setting. Oh. Damn. Even not save my thing by doing so. Blendy, can you please not do this again? Not make me scared like this. I think he just checked. This is not a good thing at this point. To the bottom. Modeling. What was the shortcut for this? Blender? Blendy. Let's go to the shortcut. Blender shortcut. GG Abrams. GG 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 Blender. Good game, Blender. This one is a bit stretchy, and now I want it to be on both sides. Oops, don't control, press shift instead. GG. Same thing with this one. Don't control, and it should revert. Seriously. Scale X GJ. No. Because now JJ won't work. Yeah. It does the opposite. Let's scale X. And JJ? No. Where is J? Scale X. Scale X JJ. No. Scale X. No, let's do this. It's I think I can do it with the edges. JJ. No, what was the floating? I had this something called float. And let's search my add-ons. Oh, I forgot. There's a new Blender version. Edge flow. Was it edge flow? Let's search edge flow then. Edge flow. Was what? Let's look at the video. Edge set something, so there's a menu coming with it. Let's go there. Edge, where are you? Set the flow, let the body set the flow. No. Nope. Let the body set the flow. Add edge slide. What will this do? No. Nope, don't. Edge. Ding. What was the ding? Facebook again. Oh, Facebook, don't bother me with this SHIT. Let's let the body set the flow. Okay, not working. The curve, not working. That linear, not working. Can I use the edge? Let's try this. No. Nee. How did I do with this one then? Scale in the direction of the edge. It was J back in the day. JJ. Scale. I think I found. Yes, that's why. JJ first, then scale. Yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to do. JJ scale. Thank you, JJ scale. JJ Fish. If you want to listen to good music, search for JJ Fish. Not GG, it's JJ Fish. GG. I forget the English. G. It's the opposite in French. So we say this, we say J in French, but in English it's G. This in French we say G, but in English it's just J. So JJ Fish would be JJ Fish. I hope he doesn't. I guess there is no copyright on this music. I will let you listen. It's not fishy. Oh, what did I do? What was that? What was that? I did like a line there. What was that? brother. Yeah. GG first. Then a skill. Now it's all effed up. Something like that. Did the... Oh, I didn't skin put the skin wrap yet. Let's see if... What? Did I did it well? Seems. Okay. Let's apply it. See. Iteration 70. Now apply. I think we are good to go now. I might be stupid, but we might be good to go. So we go into the UV editing mode, and then this is one of the hardest things to decipher. It's where do you cut your UV. You don't have the choice to cut your fit somewhere, but it depends. There are many ways that you can hide stuff. So usually you want to hide your cut. You could say, okay, I will put some clothes there. I would always put something here that will hide the cut. It's really hard. Like you want to cut the neck. That's really hard. Really hard. I think there's a shortcut for marking. Let's check my shortcuts. UV. If you followed my live stream when I did the box, the box. I don't remember the crate. I used the UV flow. No, not UV flow. UV flow is it's paid. You need to pay to use this, so I don't want you to pay this. I want it. Wow. You just need this. Stitch Alt V enter to commit. Then there are not much thing to do in the UV world. So mark seam, there are no shortcuts, you can assign one. It's there. It's weird that Blender mark seam a shortcut. Control E, yeah. I thought, oh no. Okay, it's a fast way to do it. Can I put it into control? Yeah, it's not easy. Shift M, no, it's too far away. There's another shift here on my keyboard. Let's try UV March seam. Assign shortcut Shift M. Shift M, yes. So I use the right Shift M, the right shift. Don't do this to me. Don't do this. Now, this is in the optic that I will always put some clothes there, which might not be true. And this is in the optic that her hair would be there. If I go and Control, not Shift, this should really reverse the selection. Shift should follow a long line, and just like in any other software. So let's try to guess, because you usually would say, yeah, I want to do it like in all the cases, but it's impossible. Like you want to make the cut and say this will be like in all possible. What happened to my model? Where did it go? Thank you. Yeah, you need to remove if you don't have the little arrows there. You need to click here in the filter. Now you won't select the iris, but you can also hide the iris. So I saw this weird stuff going on. JJ skill. It doesn't JJ or what? I don't like this squitch. It's too squitch. What's wrong with you? JJ. No JJ. This one doesn't need it. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, what's this? Ooh, what's that, brother? Edge. Now there is no all possible thing, except if you want like your player to change their haircut. That would be very hard to hide the seam in there. So I would say mine, I made their shoulder naked. The player might see her from this angle often. So you also don't want to put the air close to the neck, because her neck will rotate. It will be animated with vertex, and the air will enter the body and everything if you do that. If you put the air close by. So it's very, very touchy. Like even if you put it in the front, you have no choice. it's yeah, I would say now this part would be for me, for my case, because I could say, okay, now if it's too apparent, I will put some clothes on above it. Then this is horrible. So as you see, you can arrange this, the merge, like make wiggly lines. This you shouldn't work with that. You shouldn't. So one way to correct this in Blender is to it will be hard for this part because yeah, Alt, and you want to scale in this angle. So scale gizmo, maybe scale gizmo, and yeah, he's facing me, and if your gizmo is not facing you, you go there, you and then you want to have the green arrow at you want it 90° there. As you can see there, I cannot have a 90°. There I can. It's because it's as if I inclinate in the direction of the neck, which is like slightly oblique, and to do scale in this oblique, I need to use the view as to position the gizmo, and then I can scroll. But as you can see, I'm not right, because it's making weird. It should stop moving. When it stops moving, you are at the right place. But maybe Blender doesn't understand that. Is there another way? Local? Gimbal? Oh, maybe that's why. But why is it still the gizmo is always facing me? Because I'm in vertex mode? No, it's not. Okay, what? Okay, so the gizmo, which is like overrides everything, is this one. Local, same thing as global. Gimbal, view. Now he follows me. Cursor, the cursor of the scene, I guess. Parent, default, it goes with the view. And if I go change this one to global, it doesn't change a thing. If I go there and view and do what I did earlier, doesn't change a thing. Control C. not it's not like 3ds Max. We could try to do it like that. Yeah, there's always a way. Do the same for this one. Just slightly. Now this one. Just slightly, because you see air, it goes up. Or you could just smooth. I have a smooth shortcut. It's important to do this preparation way just before doing the UV, because after that the UV will be, you will need to redo them if you don't. Vertices. Smooth. I have a smooth somewhere. Shift the V. Shift V. No. It was Shift S. Or Control Shift S. No. What was my smooth? Was something like that? Or maybe vertices. Shift V. Not slide. Alt S maybe? No. Alt Shift S? No. Shift S? No. No. Shift C, Control Shift C, Control Shift S would say Shift S would do this. I use the smooth vertex smooth, but it's not there anymore. Shift V. No. Smooth Shift T. How will you use Shift T for the T at the end of smooth? Smooth. The sign shortcut Shift T. Shift T. Damn, it does not work well. I would Control plus Shift T. Yeah, that's not. This one is too inside. some point you cannot do much more. It's yeah, too much shifting. There is the flow, edge flow. Set the flow. Let the body set the flow. Worse. I want this one to flow. Edge, set, flow. It's a bit too much flow. I want just enough flow from there to there, to there, to there, to dump there, there to dump there, and then edge flow. I'm a bit too much now. Let's continue this. Should be fine now. Oh, what is this? Yeah. Edge 2. What was my set? Shit, damn. Okay. You want to hide the scene, so that would be a nice place to hide it, but you will see it there. The air will take a lot. Let's do some test. Let's do some test. That way we'll see. We will only see by doing some test. Oops. What? Maybe this one is too clear this. Okay. Let's try this, but I know it won't work. Let's put this one. Yeah, no. Maybe not. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, we find the hole in the nose. I forgot about it. That's horrible. That's horrible. I forgot about this. I'm a bit stupid. That's the risk of the Mitzi. So how to solve this? I will kill this. No, no. Control Shift kill this. No, I will do inverted. Control. No shit. JJ scale. Not control. JJ. Yeah. Yeah, it's not enough. JJ. Yeah. It feels like I'm doing surgery now. JJ. Down. Down. JJ down. No. JJ scale. Global. Ooh. What's wrong with what's wrong with this? What? Okay, I'm in scale mode. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's go with that. Save. Hmm. Okay. Edge. Edge. 2. Shift M. We could do this there or there. At the risk of having it there, which I don't want, because when she speaks, she has it in our face. But if we do it here, it's a bit less in our face. With them, then we could cut this. Like this. And this one to the back. Anyway, would say maybe more like it. This. Yeah, I don't want to lose all this here. Let's start with, let's see what it, how it comes out now. Can I select by island? No. Smart UV project unwrap. No, it did that as it wants. It did do its own deletion. Did as, yeah, it did whatever it wanted. Seems. No, that's not a good. angle based. Yeah, that's more like it. Now this part is too large. So we will need to add some cut in underneath it. And that can be dangerous if she look up. You could see it. But and we can see that the shadow is there. That could help. Divide it. We could play with the camera angle and say don't put the camera too much there. Usually you would want you would have preferred the UV to go at the same place. But we will test, we will see. Let's test this way. You could cut it if you know that your hair would be there all the time. You could cut it there, especially because you want more detail on the face than other parts. You want this part, the face, bigger on your UV, usually a bit bigger, even though you want to keep the ratio of pixel, same pixel size, but it's not like the feeds. You want you can have less UV pixel size per UV in the feed than the face. That's fine, because you don't have the camera on the feed. So let's try this. 3 L. Okay, it's already done. Wait. Oh. Oh, no. Oh. It's A. That's all. Now it should be in air island. It's not. That's it. Okay. Control A. Can I have a new unwrap? There you go. Can I set up the unwrap? Okay, let's add UV. Add a texture. Yeah, I'm still in Mateo Retopo. I don't remember. I think it would be in the shading or something. Yeah, thank you for the duplicate. I don't remember how to say UV. How is it called? Color grid. Grid render.
Default, which is a 1K texture. Now the color doesn't really matter because we're going to be overriding this, and then right here on the generated type, it's going to be set to blank on default, but you can choose either UV grid or color grid. So I'm first going to do UV grid, and then you can click on OK. So now that we have that, if you just plug the color into the base color grid, so I'm
okay, you did it.
You can change
somewhere else.
Nodes is just press Shift A, and you're going to search for an image texture, and I'm just going to.
Okay, yeah. Nice. Cancel this. Go in shading. Search for image texture. Join left. Join left. Image. Texture. does not exist anymore. So it's there. There you go.
Going to drop this down here. Now we need to make a new image texture, so if you want to do it in the UV editor, you can just do it right here by clicking on new, or you can also do it right here. So I'm just going to click on the new button, and then you can create the name. I'm just going to call this UV grid, and then you can change the width and the height. For now, I'm just going to go with the default, which is a 1K texture. Now the color doesn't really matter because we're going to be overriding this, and then right here on the generated type, it's going to be set to blank on default, but you can choose either UV grid or color grid. So
there you go. There you go. Now we can see the effect. You can see it's Rebel Bleeble. You want to have this more consistent than this wrapping. So to have it more consistent, let's see what they do. This one is less stretchy, better, a bit better. This one is stretchy. From. He did whatever it wanted. And oops. This will become blurry. The hair we did. And anyway, we can see the face here, the eyes. UV. Minimum stretch. Now this is better for the head. If you want the hair on the head, I don't want it, but let's say my player can pick whatever they want. You can pick airless with air. I want the more choice for more possibilities. I don't want to restrain my model. So angle base would become blurry. If I don't want the player to pick, fine. This one is better for me. The second one. The third one is not better. It's a mix of both. But the face is stretchy. Let's go to the second. Oh yeah, the second, maybe. The face is less stretch. I want detail on the face. This would be blurry. I'm not sure. I think I will go with this one. So now we can deactivate this. It's all my brushes. How do I remove? I think it's like that. So L R. You want it to be that way. I would say general rule of thumb is to, this will happen often in Blender. It picks the last one that was selected, and to avoid this, I think this is the way. You deselect, you go on the sync there. Don't forget to deselect by clicking in the back. This is nostril. So general rule of thumb is to think that there is a up and down, but sometimes it cannot apply. Like here, the chest has two up and down. This goes down in gravity, like the floor is below there, and the floor is also below in the back. So the up is this line. So there is two down, one up. So this is the up is the shoulder, the down is there, and the other down is this way. But the face, there is one down. Everything, the floor is below there, it will be there. You need to think of this because sometimes some material will be animated to like rains animation using materials, and a guy who would run the rain down on the UV, but now this won't be possible, because if like he does like raindrop falling down the face here, it will work on the face but not on the back, because yeah, there are two downs. This is the up, this is down, this is down. So rain falling wouldn't work. So we cannot do this here. But now the thing is to try to fit this Tetris game with and scale that up as much as possible. So how you would do that is to cut this in many ways. You can cut it further. Like, is there a way to cut this? No. You want to avoid more scenes. And what I do is trying to fit this. Check also there are overlaps. No, doesn't seem. I think there's a way to find them. Overlap. Here there is overlap. So you unselect, you select the overlap, and then there's a wrong. UV, select the overlap as there with smooth. UV smooth. You can pack, but I would say don't do this. It's better to do it by hand. You can win more space. Search. There are add-ons to smooth UVs and everything. Let's search it back. Maybe Control S. Just a last. It doesn't seem to be.
Grid, and then you can.
Let's search for a blender. Free UV smooth add done. Don't want to UV pack. That's really good. I don't want to strengthen my UV. There are no UV smooth or something. We can do it by hand anyway. Let's select this. What's this? Oh, it's L. Why is it? Why is it? L. Please. Oh. Okay. Why is it? Oh, it's not merged. Oh, okay, that's why. Then that's easy. Then that's easy. if X modeling. Collapse. UVs at center. Okay, we can at center. Thank you. At center. Thank you. UV. Done. L. Now. A. L. So deselect all. So first thing first, we want to deselect and we want to get close to the edges as close as possible. Then deselect L, select L, and the same, but the other way around now. We want to get close to this one and have the same space below, same distance, and then we can select all. Yeah, but first, before scaling down, I want to put this on this side. A scale. Can't I scale from? Can't I have a scale to Gizmo? Yeah, more like it. Thank you, cursor. For one time of my life now, I love you. For the first time, because they don't have a gizmo for you. Well, not for you, for manipulating okay, but it doesn't want to. So it will be down there. Are you sure with that? Okay, this is 1. So if I do 0 and 1. Thank you. No, don't do this to me. Don't do this. 0. That's why Blender sometimes is a pain in the ass. Scale. Now you scale up to this point. Everything's fine, but here, we reach the bottom first. So let's LGBT select this and move it. Oh, move it. Okay, it's stuck there. Thank you, Blendy, to be complicated. I did. Sorry to insult your manners, Blendy. Sometimes how to solve this would be to look at other software like 3ds Max. Yeah, which one made it more simpler? Which one did the simplest way? scale. There we go. I will leave it. It's not worth. It's not worth it to make to reach to try to have more than that. No. That's the eyes. You can overlay those two together. You could make this one smaller. A L. So you could make this one smaller a bit. People would say, but no, don't do that because the pixel would be more blurry and blah blah blah. But the camera will be like that, and the close-up, the camera will still be closer to the face and to the bottom, etc. So it's fine to make this smaller, even though it will play with the pixel. You will have less pixel. Can show up, but I would say it also play with the camera distance of it, so that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Exaggerate. Do test. Don't let people tell you. Do test yourself. That's the only way to learn. Not by thinking like there's a one way and you should do the one way. You won't learn. You won't get better than other people. Now you will have experience. You would be able to say, no, I tried it. I can show you with examples that I tried and it was better, or it was insignificant. Was the fear that you have, I can show you it. It's not useful. You don't have to fear losing some pixels, having a different pixel ratio, because the camera will be a different distance. So those two can overlap in some way, but you would need to reverse engineer this one, but in the other way. Something like that, and then you can select both of them. Hello, and then they're right there. I saw someone stack something there. Is there a stack island? I was wrong. It was in the add-on description, maybe. Why is there a pin? There is a smooth. Oh, live unwrap, that's why. Okay. You could do live unwrap for the fun. I did this in 3ds Max. You live unwrap and you pin some part as if you cut like a skin, a real skin. No. Well, that's not super important because it's inside the eye. But you can try to fit them. This one was more modified than the other. I'll try to make it fit. What was the shortcut? J spacebar. Something like that. Maybe we could put the hair in the big place later. No. This part, what was that? Don't remember. Don't see. Oh, it's a mouth. Don't need to be like very precise. It's useless. Losing time. Eventually, yeah. This is the nostril. Put them in a small place. Now everything else could be used for accessories and air and everything else. No baking. I never baked in Blender, I think. I'm not sure. Let's try. I'm already baking. I should rename this live stream. Maybe I would do the next episode because it's getting late. Blender and baking.
In this Blender tutorial, I will show you how to do texture baking for beginners. So there are many reasons why you might want to bake your material to texture maps in Blender. You might want to import your 3D model with your material into a game engine, or you also might want to use it in a different 3D software. Or you also might want to upload your 3D model with the material. So in this tutorial, I will show you how to bake the 4 most common texture maps. And those are the color map, the metallic map, the roughness map, and the normal map.
He's not
Now the
talking.
color map, the roughness map, and the normal map are the most common ones, but I did also want to cover how to bake metallic maps, because metallic maps are a pretty common material, because you're going to use metallic maps for any material which is made out of metal. And when you're
Okay, baking
metallic maps,
and
you do need to use a specific workflow, because there are some common problems. Shading tab right here, and so I have the 3D space here so I can preview the material, and I'm in the rendered view. And then right over here on this side I have the shader editor. So in the shader editor I'm going to press Shift A, let's go here to the search, and I'm going to search for an image texture, and let's drop the image texture right here just above the principled shader. So we need to create an image that we can bake the textures to. So I'm going to click on the new button right here, and then on the name I can just rename this to Dirty Metal. Now the width and height here is going to change the resolution of the texture, and on default it is 1024 by 1024, and that is the standard resolution for a 1K texture. For this material I want to bake a 4K texture. You can just change this to whatever. To do this you could go over to the UV editing workspace, but I'm instead just going to click right up here when the crosshair appears, and I can click and drag down, and that's going to split the window. And then if I click right here to change the editor type, I can change this to the UV editor. And then I want to load in this image that we've added, so if you click right here on the drop down, you could
shading. Now we'll do. Oops. The extra new skin 4. I would say 4K would it would become the first thing too heavy in your game. Don't go for 4K. Let's try with 1K first. And then he says pop out if you want to see what's the tutorial texture baking for beginners, and the tutorial Ryan King art. And then he popped out something else there. The UVs.
you can just add the dirty metal. So this is the blank black image that we've created, and in the and then I want to click right here to change the editor type. I can change this to the UV editor, and then I want to load in this image that we've added. So if you click right here on the drop down, you can just add the dirty metal. So this is the blank black image that we've created, and in the 3D space, if I press the tab key to go into edit mode, you can see that the default Suzanne head has already been UV unwrapped. So if your object already has a nice UV unwrap, you can just leave it how it is, but your object may not be UV unwrapped, so I'm going to show you how to do a basic UV unwrap for texture baking. So just press the tab key to go into edit mode, and press the A key to make sure all of the vertices are selected. I'm now going to press the U button, and then I'm just going to use the Smart UV Project. That'll work fine for texture baking. So I'm going to click on the Smart UV Project, and then we do need a little bit of space in between the islands. So on the island margin right here, I'm going to turn this to a 0.002. So 0.002, and then click on OK. And so by using the Smart UV Project, Blender's going to do the best job that it can to UV unwrap the object. And to preview this in full screen, I can hover my mouse over the UV editor, and then I can press Control Spacebar. That's going to go into full screen. So here is the UV editing of the object. Now if you zoom in here, if you zoom in closely, you can see there is some space in between all of the different UV islands. And so we definitely want some space, because if the UV islands are overlapping, then there will be problems when we do the texture baking and it won't look correct. So that is why I turned up the island margin to just a small amount, just to make sure all the islands to rip the faces, bring it over here, and I could also scale it up a bit. Alright, so I can click on the back to previous, or I can press Control Spacebar to minimize that. So we now have a decent UV unwrap for the texture baking. And And again, if you'd like to learn the basics of UV unwrapping in Blender, then definitely check out my UV unwrapping for beginners. Click on the Smart UV Project, tab key to go into edit mode. You can see that the default crosshair appears, and I can click and drag down, and that's going to split the window. And then if I click right here to change the editor type, I can change this to the UV editor. And then I want to load in this image that we've added. So if you click right here on the drop down, you can just add the dirty metal. So this is the blank black image that we've created. And in the 3D space, if I press the tab key to go into edit mode, you can see that the default Suzanne head has already been UV unwrapped. So if your object already has a nice UV unwrap, you can just leave it how it is, but your object may not be UV unwrapped. So I'm going to show you how to do a basic UV unwrap for texture baking. So just press the tab key to go into edit mode and press the A key to make sure all of the vertices are selected. I'm now going to press the U button, and then I'm just going to use the Smart UV Project. That'll work fine for texture baking. So I'm going to click on the Smart UV Project, and then we do need a little bit of space in between the islands. So on the island margin right here, I'm going to turn this to a 0.002. So 0.002, and then click on OK. And so by using the Smart UV Project, Blender's going to do the best job that it can to UV unwrap the object. And to preview this in full screen, I can hover my mouse over the UV editor, and then I can press Control Spacebar. That's going to go into full screen. So here is the... I am just using these procedural up a bit. Alright, so texture baking. And again, if you'd like to learn the basics of UV unwrapping in Blender, then definitely check out my UV unwrapping for beginners tutorial. Now it may be that you also have some image textures in your material, and those image textures might be using the UV editing of the object. In this case, I am just using these procedural textures, and these procedural textures are using the object coordinates, so they're not actually using the UV mapping. But you may have some image textures in your material, and those image textures might be placed on the object using the UV editing. And so if your material does have some texture maps and you re-UV unwrap the object, then it might mess up the placement of those textures. And so if that's happening for your object map. Alright, so I'm going to press the tab key to go back to object mode, and we can now go over the bake settings. So I'm going to click right up here to go to the render properties. Now right here on the render engine, it is important that you use the cycles rendering engine, because the Eevee rendering engine doesn't actually support baking. So if your Blender file is in Eevee, you can totally use Eevee after you've baked the textures, but first you need to change the render engine over to cycles, and then do the baking, and then once you're done with the baking, you can change it back to Blender Eevee. Now if you open up the sampling tab right here, you can go to the render samples, and I like to use a render samples of just 10, because if you use less samples, then it's actually going to bake faster. But I found that just turning the samples to 10 won't affect the quality at all. The texture bake will still look fine, but the textures will bake much faster if the samples are turned down. So I just use a sample count of 10. Now on the device here, I have a GPU in my computer, and my GPU renders a lot faster than my CPU. So if I use GPU, it's also going to bake faster. So the baking will work with both your CPU or your GPU if you have a GPU. So you can just use whichever one you would normally render your images with. So if you are in the Cycles rendering engine, you can scroll right down here and you will see that there is a baking tab. And I'm actually just going to click and then drag up and just drop it right up here so that it's higher up, and then I can click on this to open it. So the first texture that I'm going to bake is the metallic map. And I especially want to cover the metallic map in this video because a lot of people can have problems with baking the metallic material. So in Blender, if you try to bake any textures with a metallic value, when you bake the texture is going to be fully black, and it's not going to bake correctly. And so if you are baking a material which consists of metal, you need to make sure the metallic value is turned all the way down to 0. Then you can bake all the textures, and then once the texture baking is finished, you can turn the metallic value back up to 1. Or if you have a texture which is plugged into the metallic value, you need to make sure that is unplugged and make sure the metallic value is turned to 0. Now back over here to the bake settings, if you click on the bake type, you can see that there are different options to bake to. So there's the diffuse one, and this one is used to bake the color maps. There's also roughness, and there's also normal, but there isn't actually any metallic value to bake to. So to to bake the metallic map, I am going to use the emission. So you can click on the emit, and that is short for the emission. Now to continue, I am going to be using Blender's built-in Node Wrangler add-on. So if you don't have the add-on enabled, you can just click on edit, and then you can go to the preferences, and then over there in the add-ons tab, you can search for Node Wrangler and just check mark the Node Wrangler add-on. So the add-on is built into Blender, and I will show you how to use it in the video. So now that the Node Wrangler add-on is enabled, you can Control, Shift, and select different nodes, and that is going to add a viewer node, and it's going to preview the node on the object. Now,
the app. Okay. I think I will do this next episode because it's getting late. And yeah, I don't see where I can pick. This is the cage, not the object. But I have my multi-res. Okay, it's for multi-resolution object. I don't. Where is the object? Maybe I need to show the object. What's wrong? Yes, well. Shading. Now bake. Not normal. Bake. Diffuse. Not working. I'll do bake. High-res. Low res.
To bake the mesh or material data from another object, for example, baking a high resolution to low resolution mesh, first make sure the low resolution version that carries the texture data that will be baked to has a material assigned, and that this material has an image texture node. This should be associated with an image, whether that's an external or internally generated procedural data. To this, the low resolution object should be UV unwrapped and mapped. Next, in Render Properties, switch the render engine from Eevee to Cycles. This gives us access to bake properties. Expand the options. Make a selection of the type of map that needs to be baked. For example, diffuse. So click List, Diffuse. Baking from one mesh to another, we need to enable Selected to Active. Click to enable, and then in the 3D view before baking, make sure two meshes occupy the same space. Select the high resolution, then shift click the low resolution. With our bake options set, depending on the map, click bake. Render bake the image and render it into the image editor. Now that we've got this, image menu, we can now save image.
Okay, wait. Shading. I need my menu there. Now I need select iris, shift, then bake. No active, okay, it's the opposite. Shift the iris, bake. No valid selected object.
Save as, or save a copy. Image, save as.
Wait a minute.
Now that we've got this, from the image menu, we can now save image, save as, or save a copy, and render it into the image editor. Then shift click the low resolution.
We pick the iris, shift click the low. What? In the F.
With our bake option, high resolution. Select the high resolution, then shift click the low resolution.
Shift click. But yes, both of them. It's the opposite. No valid selected object. Circular dependency. I think that's why. Maybe I need to why? Okay. On title, will you work? Okay, it doesn't want. What's the problem? What did he do?
Internally generated procedural data, a material assigned, and that this material has an image texture node. This should be associated with an image, whether that's an external or internally generated procedural data. To this, the low resolution object should be UV unwrapped and mapped. Next, in render properties,
that's why I think it's the blank. So I will delete this picture, color, new, now skin, baking, and no blank, no color grid, new image, bake. What?
The engine from Eevee to cycles should be UV unwrapped associated with an image, whether that's an external or internally generated procedural data. To this, the low-resolution object should be UV unwrapped and mapped. Next,
Okay.
render properties.
Yeah, I think I get it. It needs to be LOD in edit mode, and this would need to be the one I want to use. Then I go to object mode, shift bake. What? It's the opposite maybe? No, it's not the really this shift bake. No valid selected object. There is no more conflict, but no valid selected object.
Switch the render engine from Eevee, depending on the map. Click Bake. Blender will bake the image and render it into the image editor. Now that we've
Why is it not a valid? Is in object mode. Oh, I guess let's try this. Oh, I got it. It was the little arrow, it seems. And selecting from the viewport. What the F is that? What the F is that? Cage. Okay, let's extrude this. Not 1 meter. Bake. Maybe more. Bake. Okay, active color attribute. Target. Image texture. Adjacent phase 16. He put 0.05 here. Damn it. 5 0 underneath. Not bake. Diffuse. Yes, we got it. Now we put this on the low res. We can hide the iris. Oh, we almost have it, but we did it. Finally, control space. We have a game character. We need to bake the normals, the control space. I want to get this. Let's I put it up? Is it this one? No, it's the opposite. So iris first, low res second, iris first, low res second, bake. It's the opposite. Oh, I need to cut it so the circular dependency. Bake. Okay, the red is gone. The nostril. Smack in the mooch. Now that let's do the normal map. We need to do a new picture. Here, let's do it. Oops. Cancel. New. No scan. Norm. Bake. King. Okay, new blank. Okay, now norm baking on the low res. Boop. Sorry. It slipped. It slipped. Normal. Bake. Click. Bake. Crossing the finger, it works. Look at this. And now we can put the color in there. Whoops. It's what? We lose the color. Then no. How do we do? I guess that we need to select and then diffuse, bake. Now select this one, diffuse, bake. Yeah, I will not diffuse, I will normal, bake. It seems to work. Right, so we need to select the face we want to bake, the texture here in the shading. And now normal, we put this there. We hide the iris. The normal are weird. What happened? Oh yeah, we need to. We need to set this up. So normal. We need a normal thing. No. I don't remember. I need to check this up. Blender normal. Blender shading normal map. It's a normal map. Okay, no. Map. Normal map. Yeah. Yeah. Now you see the seam. But it's getting there. Getting there. You can see the seam. It's a bit weird. Let's go. Oh yeah, we need to remove the wireframe. Add the eyes. So we have a character again now. Now the hole does not exist in the ear. We need to correct some stuff there. Let's go down. But the hole there does not exist. We can see the seams here. It's a bit pale. There's something pale-ish. I don't know what they do with how they do their normal in Blender. Let's try to find out. Maybe it's my environment. Yeah. Okay, we can see the scenes popping out. Now we need to check up. I don't have my rotate. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Now you see why you need to hide the... There's something wrong with the normal. But we are getting there. So I want to rotate my HDRI. No. Then I found not space. If you weren't there. Okay. As you can see, some details are there, but it's weird. There's something weird. Let's see. Shading. Something weird with the normal. Maybe it's this. Oh, boom. That's not it. Let's see. No, neither. We should stick to tension. I think it's RGB maybe. How to let's check a tutorial.
Hello, this is a quick video to show how to I will switch Scalable BSDF look is at. We can view it in shader editor, and then we can add the shader looks. Shift A to search image texture. Shift A to search normal one. And then we can use color, collage to color, and normal, collage to normal. And then go to image texture, open it to link our image. I have a normal map generated by AI. We can find this video in this channel. Now I select this normal and go to open image and make sure that color space is non-color. And then we...
Okay. That's what I got. Color space. I cannot change it. Let's save our normal map. This is not the right place. Where did I save? Where do I save this? I don't remember. Control S first. Save as. Let's copy this. Save our normal map. And there. Is this the right place? I saved this in my YouTube video. Okay. I was not organized. Baking again. Baking. Sick. Sure. No. Don't. Save. Now let's do a new one. Open. Let's bring the no color. There we go. There we go. You have a character now. We should do the same with the eyes later, but first let's try to export this. The X. Let's output model. Output. Selected object. Let's try this first. Let's open Unreal Engine, not Unity, Unreal. There's a 5.5, but it's too long to install. Okay. Where is the model? Okay, let's import this. Import game asset. Import all. What the F is that? she don't have the skin. What is that? What did you do? Gave her green skin. Let's go back there. Shading. Maybe texture. Retopo. Shading. Doesn't like our making or the skin baking. Doesn't like our skin baking. Maybe we need to save it. Baby skin. Oh lord. Skin color. Save. Control S. Export. Export. VX. Import. Goodbye. Save. Re-import. Control Shift S. Re-import. Re-import. Okay. That's not good. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No. She's not an extraterrestrial. She's not extraterrestrial. I won't put with it. I don't want Earth to be extraterrestrial. Won't put with it. You will. I won't. She's not extraterrestrial. She's not an alien. She's not. Don't force me to delete this. Import. Where are you? Import all. Yes. Now this is the scale. It's not the scale file, but it's the in the export. Export. Now we have a character in the game. Almost. So the roughness is not set like I did in Blender. But she has the normal map, everything. Let's see. As you can see, the scenes is almost not visible. Almost not visible. It's like a miracle. It's like a miracle. There's our weird thing, but it's the low res. I think maybe also the Blender way of doing the UV. Maybe it's OpenGL UV. We need to convert in. We see the whole of the hair that is not existent in a normal, made in normal. So as you can see, this is horrible. It's our topology there too, but maybe the normal can be modified a bit, because as you can see there, it's way better. It's because Blender use OpenGL for the normal, and Unreal uses DirectX, and there could be a way. Let's open the normal. character normal mouse. Maybe there is a flip. Flip. This make it this way. That's fine. I don't flip screen. This will flip from OpenGL to for DirectX, and now you can see no more a sloopy sloop. Let's show you the difference. I will flip the normal for OpenGL, flip the normal for DirectX, and now the scenes are not there. The ears are way better. You have a real character. We can do a lot of things with that. Thank you for watching and see you Monday. Yeah, Monday. Have a nice weekend and thank you.